So I'm here with Pedro Taylor, Sean's father.
Hi.
Let's start off with how are you and Jackie doing?
Everyone is fine. Everyone is doing good. We're one day at a time as everything. We're glad to be here in Redskins Nation and celebrating this great honor that the Redskins have put in the alumni of the 80 years of service to this community. And we're just glad to be here and glad to be a part of it. And glad that Sean can be a part of it.
So when Sean was growing up, when was the moment for you where you realized, okay, this kid's gonna go all the way into the pros?
Well, you know what? It's just a dream. You know, sometimes you dream and you dream and you dream and you hope that you can fall amongst the stars and you don't land on the moon. And thank God that he had a blessing of God all over, where God saw fit and let him be who he was and have fun and play the sport that he loved and grew up playing.
Yeah, because I've had the chance to interview Butch Davis, and you know he happened to have a son that went to Gulliver, and he was just like, oh my God, this guy on the field, and he had the 3 touchdowns in the championship game.
Right.
Just
High school, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thing is that he never wanted to let the fans down or his teammates down. He wanted to play as hard as he could, and the thing about it was to bring about a change and bring about a feeling of winning. He was the worst kid I ever seen when he lost, but he had joy when he won or played his best.
Okay, let's talk about that, because you were a police officer. What was it like raising Sean? Because he had a little bit of wild side early in his years.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think that sometimes when you grow up with a father that's strict or the iron fist, sometimes you don't see the other side of life. You know, in law enforcement, I see it all, and trying to just steer him away from all the evil things that he can get himself into. Sometimes your kid or anybody doesn't see the best. You know, you think that you might be too strict, you know. But he adapted to what it was, and he did what he's supposed to do. And I'm only proud that he did.
Yeah. Let's talk about draft day for a second, because I had to just talk to Joe Gibbs, and he was like, we knew we wanted Sean all the way. And what was that like, first meeting, Dan Snyder and Joe Gibbs?
Listen, anytime you walk in somebody's house and they treat you like family, it's awesome. I mean, I walked in and Mr. Snyder was the first person there. And when I met Mr. Snyder, it was like he just welcomed me in, took me to his office, and we just sat back and kicked up his heels and was glad we were there, but I was glad I was there too. And he treated me like family as Sean. And we met Mr. Joe Gibbs, a Hall of Famer here, and it was like a welcome punch. And I'll never forget the feeling I felt he gave to the family, and that I have for the Redskins now. I mean, everywhere I go, I let people know it's all about the Redskins. I know it's about the U, but it's also about the Redskins. So I'm a Miami boy, but I love my Dolphins, but Redskins is home.
You still keep in touch with Joe?
Yes, I spoke to him about 6 months ago. He was getting ready to do some racing in his car and stuff, but I did speak to Mr. Gibbs, and he's great.
Okay, and lastly, Redskins fans, we just love Sean Taylor stories. What's a story from like high school or growing up that, you know, just a fun story that you remember?
Well, the fun story I remember was that we were in a playoff game against Immokalee. That's the old Eric James high school, Immokalee High School, and we were behind. And Sean needed to do something spectacular. The defense was swarming very good. And he came to the side and he asked me a question. He said, Dad, I can't see what they're doing out there. I said, well, listen, all you got to do is bail it back. You know, take the play and bail it back. And he went off for a 95-yard touchdown. And then they were still a point behind. You can go for the tie and win. And Sean said, no, let's go for the win. Put the ball in my hand. And there's a picture at Gulliver that he's diving across the end zone like Superman holding the ball out. And that was a fun moment for me.
That's awesome. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Great to see you.
Thank you again. Thank you for having me.